Okay, for this video, I have two examples for you that are going to explain how to combine like terms in one variable equations. So this one here, it says given 3x minus 4 equals 2x, solve for x. I know it looks like there's two variables, but notice how those variables here and here are exactly the same. So this is actually a one variable equation, which means we can switch them together to make it look a little nicer. So here you have a 3x on one side and a 2x on the other. We want them to be on the same side before we can combine them. So there are two ways that you could do this. You could move the 3x over to this side, or you can move the 2x over to the other side. It does not actually matter which one you do, but what I do is I move the 2x over. So remember in the first video that you watched, this 2x here, it's held together by a glue, that multiplication symbol. It's 2 times x. You can move it as a whole. You don't have to separate them. So we want to move it as a whole. If you try and split them up, you're going to deal with more problems than you want to deal with. So I just took that 2x from this side and I went, all right, I want to get rid of it. So think of it as a positive 2x. So to get rid of it, we are going to subtract 2x. So the 3x minus 4 stayed the same, and then I did subtract 2x. All that's left on the other side is 0. Since we removed everything that's over there, 0 is left. So now we have 3x minus 4 minus 2x equals 0. This is good. So we have x's on the same side. We kind of have this number in the middle that's irritating, it's in the way. You can ignore it right now. So remember how I taught you to draw lines. Unfortunately, I can't do this in this program, so I can't show you how to do that, but I drew lines in front of each of my addition and subtraction symbols. So this is like a 3x, this is like a negative 4, this is like a negative 2x. So when you want to combine them, it tells you, are you adding or subtracting? Things like that. So we want the x's to be combined, so I'm going to do 3x, kind of jump on over, and say I'm going to subtract 2x. Well, 3 minus 2 is 1, and the x stays attached. So I simplified 3x minus 2x to be 1x. And then that minus 4 just stayed the same. Even though it was in the middle, it looked like it was in the way, you could just jump around it. That's fine. So we have 1x minus 4 still equal to 0. From here, you should know what to do. So this is now a one-step. I know it looks like a two-step, but it is a one-step equation. So we need to get x by itself. So we need to get rid of this minus 4 and this 1 in the front. Well, let's get rid of the minus 4 first. Remember, reverse order of operations says we have to do addition and subtraction first when we undo things. So to get rid of a minus 4, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So all I'm left with is a 1x, because negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so it's completely gone. And 0 plus 4 is 4. This one here, this is why I said it's only really a one-step equation, because 1x is the exact same thing as just x. There's no reason to put that 1 there, so I can say x is 4, or x equals 4. So that's our first example. I have another example for you that deals with fractions, but it's really not that scary. So it starts off as this: negative 9h plus 6 equals 3h plus 3. There's a few more steps that you need to do in order to solve this one. So again, our h's are on opposite sides. We have a negative 9h over here, but then a 3h on the other side. So this equal sign is like our dividing piece. Well, we have to get them on the same side. And again, it doesn't matter which one you actually move. You can move the negative 9h, or you can move the positive 3h. I'm going to move the negative 9h because, well, I'd prefer not to work with negatives if possible. So to get rid of this negative 9h, to bring it on over to the other side so it can be friends with the 3h, we'll do the opposite. Instead of negative 9h, it's kind of like a subtraction symbol, we're going to add 9h. So it looks like this. My positive 6 stays over here, the 3h plus 3 stays the same, and then I just have a plus 9h now. So I did the opposite. Then we have our h's on the same side, so we can combine them. Well, again, draw your lines. So this is like a positive 3h, a positive 3, and a positive 9h, which means when we combine them, we can do 3h plus 9h. Well, think, what's 3 plus 9? And you get 12h. That plus 3 just stays the same, even though it was kind of shoved in the middle of our h's. That's okay. We ignored it for a second and then reattach it at the end. Now it's just a two-step, so we need to get h by itself. So we need to get rid of the 12, and we need to get rid of that plus 3. Reverse order of operations says we have to do addition and subtraction first. Well, let's get rid of this plus 3. Get rid of a positive 3. Opposite is to subtract 3 on both sides. Well, positive 3 subtract 3 is 0, so it's gone. And 6 subtract 3 is 3. So now we just have 3 equals 12h. Well, now we need to get rid of the 12. Remember, h wants to be by itself. So to get rid of this 12, we have 12 times, secret multiplication, 12 times h. Opposite of multiplication is division, so let's divide by 12 on both sides. This is where that fraction comes into play. We got h by itself, but we have the fraction 3/12. That can be simplified. I do not care if you put it in its simplest fraction or if you put it in a decimal, but I do want it to be simplified. So 3/12 can be simplified to 1/4. We can talk about fractions and simplification at a completely different time, but it's just 1/4. If you put 0.25, that also works. Decimal or fraction is okay. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Make sure you watch any extra videos that you need, take notes. Good luck.